Well, welcome to another episode of United Sports Academy podcast. We are the Double Aces, April Noska, Angie Monterroso, and we have a very special guest today. His name is Milo Chavez.
This is weird.
One of our favorites. Well, hi Milo, how are you doing today?
Welcome.
I'm a little nervous. I'm doing well.
Thank you for coming.
The tables have turned, huh?
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yes, so we are excited to make you some questions and know a little bit more about you and give the audience a little bit more of Milo.
A little bit about me, huh?
And his mindset.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with the first question?
Yeah, so Milo, what's your background? Where did you grow up from? Where did you come from?
Wow. I grew up in Monterey Park, San Gabriel Valley. Pretty much lived there my entire life. I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with Monterey Park, but borderline of East LA to Alhambra, Montebello, that area, stuff like that. So, yeah, but I pretty much lived there my entire life until the age of 25. Moved out to West Covina. Went to high school, went to middle school, intermediate, all that, Monterey Park. So, yeah, it's funny because a lot of people, majority of my friends are Asian. So everyone thinks, oh, he's just part of the Asian group. And I'm not. Everyone, even playing sports growing up, I was in the, what was the league called now? I can't even remember the league. I'm really old. So. But, yeah. But anyways, it was an all-Asian league. And you're allowed 2 non-Asians on the team, and I was one of the ones. So
Wow.
it was funny, though. But all my friends, I'm the only one. So, but, yeah, I grew up in Monterey Park, lived there my whole life.
Do you have any siblings?
I have 2 older brothers and 1 sister. Yeah, I'm the baby. By far, I think I'm, 7 years younger than my sister.
Mm-hmm.
So my sister goes 2 older brothers, my sister, and then myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I'm the baby.
Yeah.
The old baby.
So now that you mentioned that you were playing sports, tell us a little bit about your athletic background and what sports did you do growing up and what did you do, what mostly you did in your adulthood and how did that led you to become a coach?
Okay, so my athletic background actually started when I was in diapers. I'm not even lying. There's some video footage that my dad has. I've been trying to, it would be funny to share, right? Because he has it on a reel that you have to put it in and it goes through, it's a projector. That's how old I am, okay? I'm dating myself here, so.
Oh, not the Instagram reel.
What is that, right? Not the Instagram reel, no. But, so anyways, there's some video footage of me. I used to go to my brother's track meets and watch him run, and and he was on the relay team. So there's video footage of me. I think I was probably, 3 years old or something like that. And I was running around the backyard with the baton, acting like I'm mimicking what my older brother did and stuff. So it's kind of cool. But that's where my athletics background started, was from watching my older siblings and stuff. But as far as playing sports, gosh, I played every single sport possible. Whatever was competitive, I wanted to be part of. So at a young age, of course, I picked up baseball. I played baseball. My dad was a big baseball guy. Played football, played soccer, ran track. I was on the swim team, played basketball. And, I was on the tennis team in high school, played badminton a little bit.
Oh, nice.
So, I pretty much played everything. And the thing is even with all the sports that I was playing in, I was competitive. I think I hated to lose. So I was no matter what, I go, okay, I could do that. And then I just, started competing in different sports. So. Yeah, that's my sports background, but that's how I got involved in that and the competition side of it. Yeah.
And so how did that evolve you to start get into coaching?
Into coaching.
Yeah.
So coaching actually, my dad was always coaching me as a kid. So he was heavily involved in my progression as an athlete, which when I had my daughters, I have two daughters. So at the age of 5, I think, I signed up my daughter for softball. So of course, following my dad's footprints and stuff like that, I go, well, I'm going to coach my daughter and progress her and stuff. So, so started coaching her softball team and coached girls softball for close to about 8 years, 9 years. Yeah, and all the way to travel ball and everything like that. So, yeah, but that led me to being like the strength and conditioning, and I've always done that, ever since I competed and stuff. And so I think that's what kind of led me into opening up my own facility and training people. So, but that was the start of it. That's not how it all ended, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's another question that we wanted to know. It's really, what's the background? What led you to really envision yourself developing a facility like this, United Sports Academy?
Yeah.
Where we have like so many, different lines of sports and athleticism in one place.
Yeah.
But we still have that athletic mindset.
Exactly.
Which kind of unifies us, right? Like, what led you to get here?
So that's a good question. So I think what kind of led me here, right, is, I was in the corporate world for 21 years, doing IT as an IT project manager, IT manager, doing that. But it was a job, it was work. It was like, good money, good everything like that. But it wasn't feeling what my true passion was, which is, I guess taking people to another level. And, working with athletes, part-time, because I had my corporate job and then I was coaching and training people and doing this and that. But that, I think at 21 years, I retired. I kind of had a mental breakthrough, right? I think I was telling you guys before, I'm part of this mastermind group called Todd Durkin Mastermind. He's one of my mentors, and he goes, you're either all in or you're all out. You can't be 50-50. So what are you going to do? And I was like, I go, but training's not paying the bills, But I wasn't happy as an individual, So that right there helped me. I came back home, and it was funny. I still remember because I had a video that I shot. I don't even know if I have the video or not, but I went on this hike in Newport Beach, and I ended up at the beach, and that's when I made my decision. And I filmed the video, and I said, hey, I'm leaving. Left my job of 21 years and turned in my resignation letter, went in there, and they're like, what are you doing? I go, I don't know yet, but I'm not doing this, And so this was way down the road, where we are now. But that was the beginning process of it. And it was scary as hell. I tell you, it was oh my God, what do I do? I turned in my resignation letter. And I was like, it is what it is. God will lead me to where I need to be and stuff. So anyways, fast forward now, it's okay, we started a facility in Covina. Same concept, but not as big. I trained a bunch of athletes there. And then had some differences there. So, separated and started training at a park. In the back of my mind, I always had a vision. Like I said, I played all these different sports. And I was like, how cool would it be to have training in all these different sports under one roof, And I kept on thinking. Opened up a facility in Chino, and it was subleasing We had Aaron started off with me. It was kind of like trying to get the Olympic lifting part of it. The timing just wasn't right there. And so, I kept on moving forward. And then I was training this one kid in soccer. He was a soccer player, but Israel was a coach for the soccer aspect of it. I was his strength and conditioning coach. So we had this mutual client. And so that client said, hey, you should meet this guy and this and that. You guys might be able to work something out. And then come to find out, we were like, hey, yeah, we could do some training. We're doing this and that. We didn't have a facility yet. And then all of a sudden, Israel calls me up, hey, I found this place. You want to come check it out? Came and check it out. We're like, yeah, this is pretty amazing. We could do something here. And then everything just started rolling. So with A4K, Cape Fitness, it was like we didn't want to put one name on the building. And so I was at a retreat in Utah. I think I was in Utah for the Todd Durkin Mastermind. And I had just landed. And I kid you not, this mastermind group is amazing, right? It's like, it gets my juices flowing, And so as soon as I landed, I was there checking into the hotel. My room wasn't ready. So I go in the lobby and I'm sitting there. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, United Sports Academy. Like, hey, what about United Sports Academy? Because I was thinking we're going to bring in different aspects, right? Different groups. So United, and then everyone's related to sports. And then it's an academy, we're giving. So that's the story of how this all became. But yeah, it was a big vision of mine, and it's cool to see it coming through now. So.
Yeah, for me, I've been to different gyms, different facilities, but they've actually just kind of concentrate in one specific sport and kind of build that. And it's great, like what you mentioned here, there's multiple sports. So I'm glad you had mentioned how you develop in a space or a gym that is training multiple types of athletes versus just, specifically just one type of sport. So it's great to see that. But
and it makes sense now, knowing the background, because I didn't know about it. But it makes sense knowing how you started and your athletic background and how you develop your vision for this facility.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm glad you mentioned about how you just left your job like that. And I want to know a little bit more, and for you to give us an input in how fulfilling this could be. And it has nothing to be about the money. What fills you up, and it has nothing to do with any monetary, receiving anything, for it.
Yeah. No, definitely. And that was huge, right? It blows my mind to think, it's like you can make all this money in the world, but if it's not fulfilling that passion that you really have inside, it's just not worth it, And I was making really, really good money over at my corporate job. And to leave that and then come and try to, make an accomplishment out of, or be successful in the fitness thing. And it's very tough. You could talk to any coach, any business owner, it's not easy. It's not. And the thing is I probably took maybe a 90% pay cut. 90%. Yeah. I'm not even exaggerating. It's about 90% pay cut, to come and do this. But I think I was the happiest I had ever been. Yeah. It's like people coming in, it's like, yeah, hey, this is great. It's like, I don't know, like you said, it's worth more than money. You just start living with your means and stuff, within your means, and it's like, I didn't need all this other stuff I was doing. I didn't need all this other, whatever I was involved with. This is what I needed. And I think that's what I think fueled my passion to do what I'm doing. So,
like you mentioned, obviously starting up is difficult right? Especially in any business, any new business. And I'm sure you had lots of obstacles that came through. What made you continue to move forward? Because I'm sure there has been different, you know, milestones or breaks that you're like, I don't know, should I continue? Should
Oh
I keep
yeah,
going?
no.
What made you continue to move forward despite the different obstacles that came?
Yeah, no, and just like you said, there's been times when it's like, God, is it worth it? Like, I mean, I guess success is in the individual's eyes, right? And one person's, I guess, vision of success is different than what I might see. And like even to this point, I'm not making a huge profit. I'm not doing this or that for the money still. It's, I think it's the giving that keeps me going. Like knowing that I have a facility that people are coming to and gaining benefit from, it's like there's nothing more rewarding than that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps me motivated to continue going. It's like, I mean, there's times when it's in the red and I still have to put out money and I still have to do this, I still have to do that. But it's greater than just me. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the huge picture. And one of the things that I took from my mentor, Todd Durkin, is creating impact in people's lives. And that's what this facility is doing. And it's huge. It's like, wow, okay. This is, and you see people, it's like coming in, they're like, wow, this place is pretty cool. It's like, cool, I'm making an impact in that person's life, in his kids' lives, and so on and so on. So, yeah, but I think that's what motivates me and keeps me going.
Awesome.
So,
and obviously, you're kind of leading this aspect, but in the background, who is your support system? Who, do you have with you to continue to move forward in what you do? Like, as in, like your family or
friends. I mean,
I'm sure they could see the struggles.
Oh, no.
So
definitely.
Who do you look to?
So honestly, for the longest time, it was like I had a lot of doubters, even within my family, right? It was like, why are you doing this? You're leaving a stable job. Why? And it's like, you know what? I got to a point where I understood I needed to stop caring what everyone else thought. And all that mattered was me. And so I called it being selfish, right? Everyone says, wow, that's really selfish of you. But with taking a step back and being selfish, it allowed me to help out many others, right? So if I would have listened to other people, it's like, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't have been happy. I wouldn't have been doing this and that. So as far as the support system, I really didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't have one to begin with. Now I do, with Kim. She's a huge support of me. It's like, I got to go do this with you. I got to go do what you need to do. I get it. So that's huge for me. That's huge. And, just that right there was really big for me. But before then, it was like, like, you're making a mistake. You should just go back to your corporate job and make your money and not have to stress out about this. So it was tough.
Yeah, I think like just being surrounded with like-minded people, like right, what you said, like before, obviously you didn't have, it was just you because you had your own vision and what you wanted, and then finally you started finding other people that surrounded you to understand your vision and support you in that vision. I think it's, more so first maybe finding that team. Like for me, I would say for Vice Weightlifting Club, I didn't have them prior to. It was just me and Angie starting off, and then once we were able to kind of like find their club, then everyone is all together with that like mind. So like what you have with your group and your mentors, all of you guys have, and with Kim, all of you guys have like-minded visions,
Yeah.
which allows you to be known selfish, I guess you
Yeah.
would say.
And
Yeah.
to be honest with you, you know what? You brought up a valid point right there where my support system was the mastermind group that I was part of, right? Because I had a lot of doubt. I had, of course, it's weird how the human brain works, right? It's like you always think of the negative first before you think of the positive. And so, being part of the mastermind group, I would always go with these questions like, why did I do this? Why did I do that? I should listen to what everyone else is telling me. And that was that support group where I would go back to and like, no, this is what you need to do now. You're going to move forward. You're creating that impact. You're doing this. It's like, okay, cool. Now I come back, so, but yeah, that would basically be my support group during that time though.
Um, knowing, Aaron for some time now, Coach Aaron, and now meeting you, like I can see this energy, I have trained with Aaron. I know he's, he has a certain way of coaching, his mindset, and that's one of the things that prompted me to continue working with him and becoming his athlete. And I see that in you now. There's a lot of synergy there. So I want to know also if there is certain aspects that you look for in the team that you have built here now.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's one of the things is, with the facility here, I kind of had to take a step back, right? Especially after the pandemic and everything that happened in the previous year. It's like, okay, how are we going to move forward from this? Are we going to, some of the trainers that we had, had families and stuff, so it wasn't working then. They had to go out and do their own thing. They had to look for other stuff because we weren't making the money and they had to survive, right? So I took a step back and started like, well, if I could bring in this coach, and like it's leading up to what you're asking, what am I looking for? And a lot of people were asking me like, why are you going to do that? That's a competitor. But at the same time, a lot of these trainers were working out of other facilities that were either shut down or closed down, and they didn't have anywhere to go. And it was like, you know what? I go, TD had always talked about, like, if you keep your wisdom, right, in one room, okay, if you keep everything in one room, how are you going to impact everybody outside of that room? You can only impact everyone that's in that one room. So if I'm bringing in these coaches and I'm sharing knowledge with them and sharing information or sharing a facility with them, indirectly, I'm impacting all of their people. So that tree, instead of it just being in a pot here, now it's in no pot and the roots are growing. So I'm impacting, you know what I mean? So I had that mindset. And then as far as bringing in those coaches now, how that tree is growing, they had to have that same energy. And I told you, I go, there's like this energy that people feel when they come in here. It's like, something's different about the facility here. And I go, yeah, it's what I'm looking for. If you come in and you think you're the shit and you're just like, yeah, I could do that. This isn't the place for you. It's just not. I walk around and I don't know if anybody notices, but I go give everybody high fives and, throughout the whole facility. As soon as I get in, that's my routine. I just go, that's just me. I was talking to a couple of parents and they're like they're asking one of the coaches, who is that guy? And oh, he's one of the owners of the facility. Really? And they actually came up to me and they're like, I had no idea you're the owner. We thought you were just some guy. Yeah, I don't want to feel like I walk in and everyone, oh, he's the owner. It's not about that, so it's, yeah.
And we feel that here, coming here to your facility. Yes, we're all athletes and our training, but it actually feels more like a family setting.
Yeah.
Like to us, I think, I mean, we also respect all the other coaches. We also say or greet the other coaches too, to give that respect, because and also, you know, have that sense of family that we're all in here together.
Yeah. You see, and I think by creating that environment, it doesn't matter who's competing, right?
Exactly.
Like when you guys were competing, we had other areas of the facility, you know, logging in and like, okay, we're watching this now, you know? When Joette fights or Joe's fights or someone fights, it's not just, okay, just the boxing team's going to watch them. No, everyone's interested because like, hey, we see him all the time. Or we're part of that same family, you know? Israel soccer players, when he's training them. You know, I'll log in and see how they're doing and stuff. So it's, you know, it's creating that family environment of everybody and stuff. Even though you're not training with the same coach, you're still under the United Sports Academy family. That's the way I look at it.
And you
so.
also see different levels of athleticism, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So it's not just for national level athletes, or it's not just for the ones like competing or already like doing college sports, right?
Yeah.
It's for everybody.
Exactly.
You see, sometimes like we see these little kids and they're so cute.
They are.
And then you see older adults, right?
Yeah.
Coming here and, you know, taking advantage of the facility.
No,
which is great.
definitely.
But
yeah.
it brings back to the like minds, like what I mentioned,
Yeah.
of our support, right? Everyone wants to, if you have that one vision, you tend to want to be surrounded by that like-minded people. So that's
Yeah.
what it really
and
helps to be here.
I think like the energy, right, kind of goes back to my upbringing too, you know. So how I said, you know, everyone has to have that same energy. You have to feel welcome. You just said it's a family environment, right? So in the beginning, I told you I grew up in Monterey Park, a lot of Asians and stuff like that. But one of my closer friends, they're Japanese Hawaiian. So the, you know, family oriented, you know, it's like in the Hawaiian, I guess, background or, you know, heritage. Everyone's like, oh, Hana, you know, oh, that's uncle, that's all, it's, you know. So that stuck with me growing up. So that has a big story behind me too, and what's brought here, I think. So, yeah, but that's what it was basically, you know, big family. So, yeah.
So, not that I want to move apart from like United Sports Academy, but I'm just curious. Like, I want to know what Milo does outside these doors. Do you have any hobby or? I mean, if you ask us, we breathe, eat, weightlifting. So I get it, you know. But we also like. I enjoy reading. Spend a lot of time with family.
Yeah, with family and kids.
Yeah.
What do you like to do?
Honestly, I like to do a lot of different things. I mean, one of the things I like to do is I like to go to Vegas. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, fun.
And it's not to party. It's just, you know, my way of just letting everything go. Mm-hmm. You know, even money sometimes, right? But but it's my way of just relaxing. I love to hike too, different hikes and stuff. I like to head down to San Diego and just chill down there. I love the beaches. You know, I used to love to snowboard all the time. My knees just aren't there anymore. So
I get that.
You know, before I think the last time I actually went snowboarding, it was kind of funny, right? We went for 3 days. I snowboarded the first day. I couldn't walk the next 2 days. My knees are done. So I was like, okay, no more snowboarding trips. We could go half days here or something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I love to get out and do things.
And how much do you like cupcakes?
Okay. Yes, I like to eat cupcakes. That's my weakness. I love to eat. I'm a sweet guy.
I
Oh,
know.
I
I know.
love sweets. I love sweets. Ice cream, cupcakes,
Yeah.
and cupcakes.
Yeah.
The reason why we bring up cupcakes is because of Kim.
Yeah.
Got that little plug, right? Buttercream by Kim. But yeah, no, yeah. But we love to just chill and relax, do different things, and I hate staying home.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about just getting out and doing something.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think I could sit still.
Yeah.
Like even when I'm home, we have our family go out, bike rides or go out and go to the beach or, we can't really stay still.
Yeah, and then like during football season, I'm a huge SC guy, so I know it's gonna bring up some haters and stuff like that, or even some new friends. But yeah, season ticket holder to the football games, and
Nice.
yeah. But we'd love to go out there. We would travel with the team at times. We go to all these different cities and different stadiums and see the football team play and stuff. So that was like my escape. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we
it's
all need
funny.
that.
You know what's funny is getting older now. Before I always had to be with people, but I kind of enjoy like alone time too now, where I don't have to be in the mix. It's kind of like, okay, let me just chill for a little bit by myself, get my mind right, and then I go and attack what I need to attack afterwards. So
Yeah, I think that's very important. And personally, like I can relate to that.
so refuel. It's like you're refueling yourself.
Yeah, and you just learn to have a deeper connection and more in tune with yourself, how you feel, what you need, and you have to go through that with alone time too. Like how can you develop that connection with yourself if you're always surrounded by people and getting all this information too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's my
I do
channel.
the same. I do the same. Like towards the end of the night, I honestly, when the kids are asleep and the house is pretty quiet, I tend to just watch TV alone, just to give that sense of quietness, I guess you could say, and just trying to relax our mind a little bit and just have that.
No, but it is key. Everyone needs their own time. Everybody needs to find what works for you. Just like how you said, it's television. Some people like to read, right? I'll listen to books. I cannot read. I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I always fall asleep. That was my way to go to sleep. So, yeah, but yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I have another question.
Uh-huh.
Going back to United Sports Academy now, now that we have, what led you, what was your vision that led you to end up here? Do you have a vision for the future? What do you see United Sports Academy in 10 years from now?
Yeah, so like I said, me and Israel, we partnered up and, came up with this facility, and it's great, but the way my mind operates, and people see it, right, when they come in here, it's like, oh my God, this is different now, or this is, what's different about this place? So you guys did this over here now. It's like I could never be satisfied. I never stop growing. That's what I tell everyone. You can't just be satisfied where you are. You got to continue to try to improve yourself, right? And once you reach that plateau, what happens? You stop growing then. So me and Israel are in the works right now still. We're looking for other facilities and stuff like that. But there's a bigger vision to even grow it even more. When I say grow it more, it's, just we could bring in different aspects of sports into the facility and stuff like that. It's almost like a sports park type vision that we have and stuff like that. So it's pretty exciting. Will we get there? Who knows, right? But that's the vision. But you have to have a vision to try to work towards instead of not having anything at all. So
like this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is a new vision, right?
Yeah.
For
Well, this
podcast.
was more of a, how would you say it? It's something that I needed to do. Like I said, you have to continue to grow. You could ask Larry, and just so you guys know, Larry's behind over here.
Hi, Larry.
Yeah, but I wasn't really comfortable talking in front of a camera, So Larry had mentioned to me about doing a podcast, and I was like, oh God, I don't know, And again, I was like, you know what? I'm always telling my athletes, you have to continue to grow. You have to get outside your comfort zone. If you stay within your comfort zone, you're never going to grow. So I was like, okay, we'll do this, And first few episodes were a little shaky, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable. I'm still not where I want to be, like talking and
I think you're
and
pretty
stuff.
good.
Oh, thank you.
Same.
Thank you. But in my head, I guess you're always your biggest critic, right? I watch the podcast over and I'm like, oh, I could have done this. I should have done this. And, so I'm constantly improving and stuff like that. But I think it challenged me to grow a little bit more as an individual too. So, but you're right with the podcast. That was something that was like, okay, what else can I do? Let's do this. So, yeah. Yeah. You guys are doing good as interviewers.
Finish it.
Okay, so for our last question, with your trajectory, like as a former athlete, coach, what advice would you give to the athletes here looking to take their, athleticism to the next step? And that's in any fitness level, right? Maybe for somebody is just to develop more strength, right? And then for another person will be make a national meet, but either way, it's the same concept, right? What would be the advice that you would give to these athletes?
Yeah. So my biggest thing is you control your destiny, right? When I say that, it's like, and I had to go through this, where growing up, I wasn't the biggest kid, I was athletic, very athletic. I was a really good athlete, but I didn't have size for me. I didn't, I was just telling someone the other day, when I graduated high school, I was 135 pounds. So super skinny, same height as I am now, but 135 pounds. So I didn't have size on my side. And so that right there, I think a lot of okay, well, he doesn't have size. He can't do this. He can't do that. So people were kind of, I guess, dictating my limitations and what I was capable of doing. So the one thing that I would tell people or give athletes, young, old, doesn't matter, even everyday life, right? And it's like, don't let anyone dictate what direction you could go or how much you could grow or what you want to do or what you can't do or anything like that. You do what you want to do and you do it to the level you want to do it at. And that's all. I mean, with that being said, it's like you're going to dictate your success, not anyone else. And once you do that, then you're cool. Then like for me, if this was the pinnacle of it, right? If this stopped here, I would see, okay, that's successful. I did what I wanted to do, and but if someone else was like, yeah, but he said he was going to do this, so he didn't, I could care less what that person says. The younger Milo would have been like, oh man, he's right. I couldn't do it. I didn't do it. Now I could care less. People tell me stuff, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I could care less.
You do you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would suggest to, my advice to people, to athletes, to just anyone. It's like, you do you, right? You determine which route you want to go. You determine if you're successful or not. Even if it's a coach, don't let a coach, discourage you or put you down or say, nah, you're not going to do this. You can't do this. You know, it's like, to me, that's like, that's the fuel for my fire. It's like, when someone tells me, oh, you can't do it, thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I needed, you know? So.
Yeah, so it's bringing accountability, upon yourself and not blaming others.
Exactly.
Because really, it's your choice to do what you want to do. It's just how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But it goes back to the mindset, you know? You have to have the right mindset. And you're in control of that. You know, I tell the athletes this all the time. I go, there's only one thing you truly have control over in your life, and that's your mind. You know, because there's two ways you can look at things, either good or bad. You know, there's no in the middle. It's like, okay, this happened. Was it good or was it bad? Your mind's initially going to go to bad, but you could switch it and say, okay, I could see the benefit of it and look at it at a different aspect, you know? So, and that goes for anything. I mean, there's, you know, like the pandemic, right? People, oh, it was horrible. It did this, it did that. But honestly, that helped me grow this even more to where it's at right now. So I could have been like everyone else, like, oh, yeah, they did this to me. I had to close this down. But instead of, we took a step back, let's reanalyze this. How are we going to do this? How are we going to make this work? You know, so.
Well, I can't wait for the future of United Sports Academy.
Me too.
And,
Me too.
well, personally, you know, we wanted to thank you for, you know, having that vision and letting us have like this place for us to like do what we like and what we love too. So
Yeah,
we
well, it's
appreciate
awesome. It is awesome to have, you know, the Vice family in here, JG Boxing, Musa, we have V-Boys, we have Toro, we have A4K, we have Cape. I mean, and then, of course, you know, we can't thank enough, right, our videographer.
Yep.
Yes. Go Larry.
Picture guy, Nick, Larry, all of them, right? So, I mean, it's cool. I mean, for one facility to bring all this under one roof, or even our silk screener, right? Jesus and stuff like that. It's to be part of all of this. It's, yeah, it blows my mind when I come in here every day. It's like, all right.
And thank you for letting us interview you.
Yeah, thank you for
That was fun.
letting us open you up and ask some questions.
Yeah.
We
No,
wanted
thank
to
you guys.
switch around the
I
chairs
know.
a little bit.
Yep.
It was fun.
That was fun. That was fun.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in.
Go on, close it out. Close it out.
And tune in for the next episode.